podium section now. Look at the second, third, fourth, fifth, all together, and the pressure is
Really, because Big Dick Jono has the inside line for the next one, and is he going to go quick with bits? Big Dick Jono was the very respectful racing at the
yes, it's that time of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're coughing right around the world. With so much uncertainty and craziness out there in the world today, one thing is assured, that the KRL season will be continuing, and hopefully we can bring some entertainment and joy to everybody out there in streaming YouTube land. Hello, great to have everybody's company here this evening. The comments already going crazy as I welcome Wilco alongside me tonight. I think we've got Rob as well, the great Rob Dog, who was just taking a pit stop.
yes, I did. I did a wicked shit there to Trevor, and I feel a lot better.
I was having a shit. Thank you for that, Kimmy. But no, great to have everybody's. We're just saying with what's happening around the world, guys. Very serious stuff going on at the moment, but KRL is pushing on and hoping for a fantastic evening of action and racing here tonight at Long Beach, fellas. It's going to be terrific.
Yeah, no, it's looking pretty exciting tonight. Me and Wilco did have a little practice session earlier around Long Beach. Really bumpy, difficult circuit with these cars. They're quite difficult to get a good setup on. You've got to be really, it's got to be very pointy but stable at the same time. Really hard to work out. But our man Wilco is a setup legend around these parts, so he'll be able to tell you a lot more about that.
He certainly will be, and well, a man that needs no introduction. Before we talk setups, though, fellas, I think it's time that we took a quick look at that man, in fact, Wilco, as we count down ready to go into the lobby. But before we do that, we'll go to a hot lap here at Long Beach. And your commentator to take you around this circuit is none other than Jason Wilkinson. Here we go.
Hey guys, Wilco here. Welcome to another hot lap video. This time I'm going to give it a crack at commentating it. So there we go. Long Beach, one of my favourite tracks. A lot of the drivers really like it because it's so challenging. Walls are so close, curves are high, you've got to be really careful. But here we go, beautiful night sky here. Down into turn 1, I use third gear, some people like second. With the way I got the car set up, the third's fine for me. So down into first gear, you've got to be careful you don't lock up here, miss the inside curb. It'll pick up the car on 2 wheels, again through here. Second gear, miss the inside curb, power on nice and early. Aim for this curb on the ground there. Nice, get a wheel spin on an exit if you're not careful. Now here's one of my favourite corners. It's very very challenging because you need to get as close to the wall on the inside, and the quicker you can get on the throttle, the more momentum you're going to carry up for this right-hander again, which is another tricky corner here. You can't be too committed because if you turn in a little bit late, you can hit that outside wall. So onto the straight here. If you get a good exit off this, there's an overtaking opportunity up here into this right-hander here. But you got to be careful because you hit that curve on the inside, it's going to give you a slowdown. A little bit wide through there. Second gear, balance the throttle, really easy to make a mistake into the last corner here. First gear, turn it in, power on, focus on power exits, corner exits, all that stuff, getting the power down, and there's a lap around Long Beach.
Yes, how good is that? A hot lap of this Long Beach circuit from our man, none other than Jason Wilkinson. As I've got a bit of Kenny Rogers, Rob, happening in the background here. The Gambler, what a good... geez, how did that play? Yeah, hang on, let me just stop that one. Know when to hold 'em, sitting at the table. Yeah, rest in peace, Kenny Rogers. That's enough for you, Kenny. But let's have a look
if he
at
heard
this.
that, he'd probably kill himself again.
Oh, just go
He
easy there,
didn't do it.
fellas. And now let's just have a look at some of these comments coming in as we are already underway here in qualifying. As we look at OGT, the OGT fan club, always a thing on Wednesday nights here in Tier 2. Nemo says, we've got the best fans here at Long Beach. The best fans, that's right. You guys all right? You guys good? Just taking the piss out of Lewis Hamilton. Hayne 1994 says, hey everyone. Hello to you, Hayne. Voodoo Child says, keen for round 2. Bring on the cement walls. Ron Newburn says, well said, gents. Can't do. Welcome to the concrete jungle. And the comments are flooding in. And Brad, no double pay for me, says Bradley. And awesome stuff. Great to have you with us, Brad.
Hi,
And of course,
Kane.
Kane. Hi, Kane. Yes, Crumpkin Kano, our
Should be
man
racing
there.
tonight.
He should be racing. We're about to see Wilco as we see Mr. Bobble Jog. And speaking of Mr. Bobble Jog, the first corner, the roundabout, Rob, is, I believe, has a new name tonight.
Yes, it's the Mr. Bubble Jug roundabout. Our man Wilco did discover that the restaurant there is the Mr. Bubblegum Shrimp Company, which is quite ironic. I am currently wearing my Bubblegum Shrimp hat at the moment, like we all should be doing, supporting our man Mr. Bubble Jug. But yeah, it was a bit of a shock when Wilco set that through the other night, saying, yeah, the roundabout has a restaurant on it that you guys do know of.
Excellent stuff, Wilco, always keeping us in the know as we take a look at the first hot lap being set by Voodoo there, a 1:18, instantly displaced by Rimple Dimple with a 1:17.2. And fellas, what is a quick lap around here? Wilco, you've done plenty of laps around here. What are we looking at tonight for the Tier 2 guys in terms of pole position times?
Well, in that practice session before, it was actually Voodoo Child with the low 1:15. I'm getting attacked by my dog at the moment. So the Ford and Corvette, like they're a bit quicker than the BMW, which is not what we actually thought. But so yeah, a bit more stable through the corners, which the BMW doesn't really like corners too much, as I'm still getting attacked by this dog. And I'll throw it back to you. Ow.
Good stuff, and wow, these comments still coming in as Wilco just dealing with Simba there. Big hello to you, Simba, and big hello to Car Dude. Hashtag Jason should have let me race. Jesus, that was a long one, wasn't it? There should be a limit on those hashtags. And Piston Broke says hello, Robin, Trev, Brad, of course. Jimbo no longer in the Beamer. Piston Broke and Wilco. Hayne said, shouldn't you be spending time with your misso, Aussie? Plenty of time for that. We'll probably be in lockdown for a long time to come yet. And Waffle says Corvettes can do a 13. Can do 13s around here, so that's interesting. But with 5 minutes left in qualifying, we've got a pole position time of a 1:16.622. And who is that on pole position? Is it Aussie something? Oh, whoa, Nemo!
Aussie Salt.
As Nemo comes in, and he just blitzes them with a 1:16.286. And awesome stuff. And Piston Broke says, nah, Mrs. is at work. So no chance to spend time with the missus tonight. And why would you when you've got a stream of this quality as Mr. Bubble Jog? And just look at that, Rob, just sending the shrimp boat around the final corner there. Hard track to get right, this one, and these tyre temperatures are going to get cooler and cooler as the night progresses as well. Grip could be an issue.
Yeah, that's a good pick up there, Trev. The grip around here will drop during the race. Considering there's not many fast corners that the tyres could use, with the lateral grip trying to get that friction through tyres causing heat. It's not that sort of circuit. It's a concrete jungle. Of course, it's a street circuit. Not a lot of grip to begin with, and when the tyres start going off a little bit colder, it's going to be a lot less fun, especially with this soft tyre around here. A soft tyre works very good for 2 laps and then drops off drastically. So something we've all got to watch out for tonight is these guys, and I think it'll be pretty obvious on stream who's going to be running the hards, who's going to be running the softs, is just watching their times. And those guys running the softs, they're going to be quick at the start of the race, but within the first couple of laps they'll start dropping back. So it's going to be a fun one, really based on probably strategy, but those guys who can get this place right with the bumps and the curves and the slowly not 90-degree corners, they're still going to be heads and shoulders above everybody else tonight. So it's going to be a real interesting race to watch tonight.
Going to be an absolute ripper. No doubt about that. Like we said, great to have everybody's company here tonight in this crazy, crazy world. The KRL season will not be going anywhere as we take a look at Aussie Assault currently sitting in P2. Front row start for him at the moment with a 1:16.622, 3/10 off of Nemo at the moment. 14 drivers with us here tonight, so a pretty good turnout. Social distancing at its best. I'm sure we're all quarantining ourselves and self-isolating at the moment. It's almost perfect though if you're into the gaming world, the esports stuff. But well done, OGT, says Ron. Piston Broke says 14 years of marriage, Todd. I reckon I've spent enough time with the missus. That's a pretty fair comment. I think I'm only up to about 2.5, so still plenty of time there as we take a look at Nemo. And the question is, with less than 3 minutes remaining, fellas, can Nemo go quicker, or in fact, can anybody knock this little Kiwi off pole position?
Well, let's hopefully somebody can, because he's a bit of a cocky. So I had another word lined up after cocky, but I'm not going to say that. It's not past 9 o'clock yet, but it rhymes with hunt, a very cocky hunt. But I reckon this man Voodoo, very quick in the practice session, as Wilco was saying. So this man really knows how to pedal the car, and hopefully we can get him here after the race. Hopefully he gets to the podium so we can chat to him while he sinks a couple of billies, Trev.
Yep.
Of course, you missed last week where he just missed out on the race win with Dimple having his 2-second penalty, and it went to, what was it, just under a tenth or something. It was pretty close in the end there. But yeah, the times are a bit slower than I thought. Morning Glory Hash just goes bang with a 16 dead, but these boys, yeah, they're starting to get into it now.
Certainly are, no doubt about that. Track just rubbering in, 1.5 minutes left in qualifying. As Waffle says, Aussie should do good if he keeps his focus. And Brad, great to see you on the stream tonight, says Beamer looks visually slower than the Ford and the Corvette. Very interesting stuff. And Shorty Fuse says Aussie and focused in the same sentence. What is going on there? But Aussie Assault now coming on to the back straight. And Be-Bear, Voodoo Child. As Aussie Assault 639, he's been demoted to third now. He did have pole position for just a sneaky couple of minutes there. But how good is this? We've seen a good turnout here tonight, fellas. And not only that, but we're seeing very close times here at the moment, Roberto. Half a dozen guys in the 1:16s. Very, very tight at the top here.
Yeah, very tight, which makes it more interesting for the race. We'll be able to see what happens with the aero wash off these cars with the time so close within the race, but I don't think that's going to make a big difference tonight, especially being quite a slow circuit, very minimal high-speed corners. So I reckon it's going to be a very close one tonight. Hopefully bumper to tail as Aussie Assault does a 1:15.8. That's some wicked pace in that Corvette, and we'll be able to see who's on the lap now and who can maybe knock them off the top there.
Well, look at that, Aussie Assault then. We said he got knocked off pole position. Well, he's taken it back now with a 1:15.870. And a few guys saying in the comments, especially you, Haynes, said in the comments that 1:15s were what should be the time, should be the race pace. In fact, as Voodoo just getting all out of shape heading to Bubba Gump Shrimp Way. And now it's getting very hectic here on the start-finish straight. And hopefully these two, Nemo, hopefully these two guys don't get in the way of anybody starting a final run. But the qualifying is done and dusted here, Rob. And we'll just see how many other drivers are on a hot lap. Compact, what can he do? Bit of a naughty boy last time around, Wilco. Just getting in the way of things last week.
Yeah.
He was
in Tier 1, that was.
Tier 1, I beg your pardon, yes, of course. And
Tier 2 last week, he went from 12th to P5, so it was good stuff last week in Tier 2, so if you were hoping to back up tonight. But yeah, Tier 1, he did take out P3 when his lap down, but that stuff sort of happens, and he's apologised to Dimple, so we're all good, we'll move on, we're all men here.
All good, we'll move on. Don't have to take anybody off the Christmas card list as Compact comes through the last couple of corners now. In fact, we've gone to Nemo.
He invalidated the lap there, not the nap. I did have a nap earlier. It was quite peaceful, Trev.
Yep, very good. And I can with that myself. But was that Rico blocking Nemo, says Bradley.
Yep.
And something happened there. But anyway, that's it. The qualifying session is over here for round 2, tier 2 of this KRL season. Like we said, we will be continuing on no matter what, unless one of us contracts COVID-19 and we can't be here. But anyway, let's just have a look at the qualifying results, fellas. It's Aussie Assault in pole position by a couple of tenths over Morning Glory Hash. Wow, where did he come from? Up there in second. Then it's Voodoo Child in third, ahead of Nemo in fourth. Great to see him up there on the second row of the grid. Then it's Dalrymple Dimple in fifth. OGT with the OGT fan club there in sixth. Kakadu National Park in seventh. Compact in eighth. Mr. Bubble Jug. He's got a pretty good haul of shrimp from there down in ninth. And Disaster in 10th. Reaper, the Prince of Darkness, down there at 11th. Crumpkin, High Crumpkin, down there rounding out the top 12. And the Baker's Dozen, Rick Oztech, down there in 13th. And Wilco was down there as well. How can I forget him? But, Big Shep. Big Shep saying hello from Sheppo with stuff going on in the world. Hello to Gary, Hewitt, and Hughesy's Bakehouse. 2 to 5, Daryl Scoresby, Victoria. I wonder how Big Shep's going with the lockdown there. Social distancing, Shep. Can't be
no
at Sinbad's.
Sinbad
I think Sinbad's might be finished, but hopefully not. But great to have your company with us. Cartoon Haynes, Shorty Fuse, who says, I'm not a betting man. Bullshit, you're not. But $10 on Morning Glory Hash for the win. And Waffles said you wouldn't just DC from it, Carty. And boy, oh boy. So we've got a 20-minute race here, Wilco. Short, sharp, to the point. That's just how we like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably going to be, 11 laps or so, maybe 10 laps? Yeah, probably, maybe a bit more than that, maybe 13, 14 laps. I don't actually know, but good. I haven't really done much 20-minute practice. But yeah, these boys got to make sure they get through turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. I'll actually get through the first lap clean because it's very tight here. Once they spread out a little bit, it should be good. But yeah, we've got some predictions coming through. As I said, Shorty saying Morning Glory Hash for the win, Gamer S, Jimbo for a sneaky top 5, and I've been disconnected. So that's good. What the hell?
And then there were 13. Well, not much social distancing happening on this starting grid. Look at them there, 13 drivers all lined up and ready to go. And boy, what's going on, Wilco? These comments, look at this. And we're going to have to start a betting market here, I reckon. These guys can't bet on anything else now, can they? Well, maybe we
Well, you can bet on the weather, apparently. I suppose they put the weather up. You can, yeah, anyway.
As the Cart Dude's put a sneaky 50 on a turn 1 pile-up. But anyway, here we go. We are ready to go racing. Round 2, tier 2 of this KRL Championship. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Go, go, go! Here at Long Beach. And look at that, they all get away cleanly off the line, but I reckon Cart Dude might be onto something with a turn 1 pile-up. OGT, Aussie Assault, maintains the lead ahead of Voodoo in second. Nemo down the inside, he's gained a position already as they stream through turn 1. And, there's someone's around there.
There's somebody around, Trev, there is somebody around. That has to be, I think that's OGT, possibly, I'm not too sure. The camera's going too mental. It is.
OGT it was, who is around his teammate there, Ripple Dimple, sneaking up into 5th position away from the line, but it's Aussie Assault here. Lap 1 at Long Beach, leading this race ahead of Voodoo Child. The Voodoo Child, and then it's Nemo in 3rd. And boy, Morning Glory Hash up to 4th there. And, well, these are some good odds indeed, Bradley Marshall. As Haynes says, pile up in the roundabout. Cart Dude says, hey, I'm a winner. As they stream through lap 1 here, 20-minute race here tonight. And, well, what a hectic start. I've put the Mickey on Jimbo, says Bradley, but Voodoo right up behind Aussie Assault here as they complete lap 1, Rob. This is close racing.
Yeah, close racing. This man's looking very quick at the moment. Aussie Assault got a great start off the line. Unfortunately, we're looking a little bit too further back in the field to watch a crash, and it did happen. Very entertaining stuff, Trev. But Voodoo Child's looking very, very good at the moment. That car looks very good on the brakes as well. Very early turning. So this man's looking very good in these slower parts of the corners. And as Aussie Assault gets on the garden bed in front of the Bubble Jug corner. He's just a little bit too wet, Larry, in the first opening laps there, Trev. I do believe that maybe Voodoo Child might have the soft tyres on, but Aussie Assault just needs to keep his head down, eyes forward. Don't even think about looking behind him at the moment, because there's a Voodoo Child right behind him, sticking pins into Aussie Assault's dole there.
He certainly is, as Waffles wants to know, what are the odds of Dimple getting another prostate exam? Piston broke, LOL. And Ron Newburn, one of the OGT fan club, says, plenty of laps left, OGT. But he is, well, he's way back. He's shit out of luck down there in 11th, 20 seconds off the lead. But, well, 1 second a lap, he might get into the top 3, who knows. But LJ Hooker, good to hear Rob is still alive, he says, after the Chicken Gate scandal last week, which saw him not able to join us. But Kakadu, Mr. Kakadu, oh, look at this. And he's just inside.
Oh, he's going for the long way around, and it sort of worked out for him. I do believe Mr. Bubble Jug is also through there. So Kakadu, Mr. Bubble Jug, gets past Crumpkin there. Oh, I'm not too sure. I might be an alcoholic. No, Crumpkin keeps that position, but yes, Mr. Bubble Jug's up in the 5th there, Trev, in Bubble Jug corner.
Well, does it get much better than that? It's like it was meant to be, Rob. Mr. Bubble Jug in Mr. Bubble Jug corner. And he's collected some of that wall there as well for good measure. 16 minutes to go in this race. And Haynes says, bloody good track this one. Stay clean and out of trouble. And you're in for a shot. Very good advice there as we take a look at the Prince of Darkness. What's he doing down there? He is just harvesting souls from P8 at the moment. But he is right up behind Disaster. And he will be all over the back of him in the not too distant future, I reckon, as Big Shep says thank you very much, fellas, all the way from Huey's Bakehouse there. 2 to 15 in Darrell Street in Scoresby, Victoria. No need for social distancing there at the Bakehouse. Open 7 days a week with home delivery, Rob.
Home delivery, Trev, can you believe it? Although being a bakehouse, you would expect it would be in Amsterdam, but I do believe that would be something that Voodoo would be into. And as we have a look at the lead here, Voodoo is still putting pressure on Aussie Assault. Aussie Assault slightly opened that gap, not by much, but he's looking a lot more comfortable now. And I do believe this would be the 4th lap of the race, looking a lot more comfortable. And keeping the Voodoo Child from behind. So he's obviously listened to my advice. I am the best around here. I do piss excellence. And Voodoo Child's really, really having to work hard now.
Certainly do. You piss excellence. I've heard someone say you're so full of shit that even your eyes are brown. But anyway, we're just joking. But no, we're just a good bit of friendly banter there as we take a look at Voodoo. Oh yes. All over the back of Aussie Assault here. This is getting very, very close indeed. And you've got to say these two are in a league of their own. As you take a look at the top left-hand corner of your screen, you can see, look at these lap times, Roberto and Wilco. 1:16 flat for Aussie Assault last time around with Voodoo Child there at 1:16.2. But is he going to have a crack here on the main straight? Lap 4 of this race. And this is very tight indeed. I'm not too sure whether he's going to be close enough here, Rob. But, well, he's a fair way back. He might have a crack at him here. I think he's going to play it safe. But this is one battle that's going to continue all race long. As Wilco says, well, can you send me one of those beautiful chicken pies? One of those chicken pies.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for
They
that.
are the best chicken pies you'll ever have.
You heard it here
at Huey's
first.
Bakehouse there. The best.
From is it Huey's Bakehouse?
Huey's, yeah.
Huey's Bakehouse. Oh, Reaper, Prince of Darkness there. Just getting it all wrong out of that corner. Brand new sponsors for KRL, Huey's Bakehouse. Great to have everybody on board. That's just a developing situation. What's the word we use? The buzzword now with COVID-19. It's a fluid situation, and it's happening all the time. Had a bit of a fluid situation myself, Roberto, as I got stuck into some Guinness before we went on air tonight. But that's another story altogether.
Yes, I've also had a fluid situation being on lockdown for the last 2 days myself. You could say that my schedule is very, very fluid. Seminal, of course. As we go back to the lead trip. And, and Voodoo Child. Something we remember from the last time we did GTEs, Wilco, is that Corvette is incredibly quick in a straight line. that Ford's very good in the corners.
Yeah.
So Voodoo Child is going to be having to work even harder in the corners to get past him now, because he doesn't really have much of a opportunity on the straight. So what would Aussie Assault be doing now? Would he just be sort of positioning the car in the corners to make sure he can't get that optimal line through there and trying to get an early exit onto the straights? Or what would you personally do, Wilco?
You definitely got to focus on the exit of the corners here, because if you can get a good enough exit, you won't be passed unless you make mistakes. So if we do remember back to that GTE season, there was Jono who got pole in the first race and won, and then it was Truss in the Corvette. So Jono was in the Ford, Truss in the Corvette, got pole in the second race, but Jono still won. So I think Jono's a bit of a master around this track, so we should see how he goes tomorrow night. But yeah, so Voodoo's hanging on well here. He's doing quite well. I'm watching on the stream, so I've got a bit of a delay, so I've got him going through the second last corner now. But anyway, we'll throw it back to you boys.
Good stuff, thank you, Wilco. Live and exclusive here on the KRL channel. Still a close battle, this one, like you said, Wilco. As what are the comments doing? Ron says, can OGT possibly do a Bradbury? Stephen Bradbury, I think that's what he means. Hayne wants to know whether those chicken pies can get delivered to Tenterfield. He says, Shep. Brad saying, Rico so far behind, he's still in round one of TRL at Australia. Good stuff. And Can't Dude said, Jono isn't even in the race and Jason has a hard-on for him. Wow. That's interesting stuff. But 11 minutes to go in this race, OGT. There is your man, Ron, who's shown some pretty good pace there at 1:18.6 last time around. A long way off the times we're seeing from the top two guys. But nevertheless, he's still on the comeback trail here, Rob. And where are the passing opportunities around this circuit, Rob? It's concrete jungle. We've heard people describe it as a track that's very, very difficult to get right. You've just got to keep your nose clean. But where is the best opportunity to pass on this track?
Well, coming out of that corner there, Trev, you can get some great traction and make a pass down here. This is probably one of the safer spots, as long as you don't hit that inside wall. Up around here as well. This one is a bit 50-50. If you can get your car on the inside, the guy who's who you're passing will probably let you pass. And there's no point arguing here. Down here's a great braking zone to get down into the inside and shut the door. But other than that, I think turn one as well. And that's about it. All the other places are more sort of trying to get that position on the guy in front, trying to get around, like as you see there, OGT just did on Disaster Tech, just getting that position and trying to get on the inside. That last corner there, you can pass there, but it's always a bit scary when you do it, considering it's a bit of a slower corner and guys are really hammering the brakes there. But Voodoo Child is right on the clacker of Aussie Assault now. Don't know what exactly happened there, but this man is absolutely hammering tongs with Aussie Assault. Of course, you shouldn't assault an Aussie because it might come back to bite you in the arse. And Voodoo Child got into the wall. He's dropping back to around about 1.2 seconds now. So this is a lot of work to do for this man in the last 10 minutes of this race, Trev.
Certainly is plenty of work to do, and all the while these two are sneaking away at the front. That gap now is 1 point something. Well, it's coming down again. It was about a second and a bit. But Morning Glory Hash there in P3 now. They've dropped, these two have dropped the person in Morning Glory Hash there in P3 by 6 seconds. Big Shep saying no delivery to Tenterfield in Victoria. So sorry about that, Hayne. Those famous chicken pies will be staying in Victoria with the border closures, of course. We take a look at Disaster, who's coming up behind OGT. There's still a couple of seconds in it at this stage, as he comes around the last couple of corners here to complete his lap. But interesting stuff here tonight. The race settling into a bit of a holding pattern at the moment. As Big Shep says, fluid intake gone up 100% LOL. And Wilco saying, should we get Shep on the stream? Well, we've heard a bit of Kenny Rogers so far this evening, Rob. And if you can get him, Wilco, please do so. I reckon Shep's life has been... Make the call. Let's hope he answers, folks. But as someone else saying, Brad there saying, who doesn't have a hard-on for Big Dick Johnson? We actually saw Dick Johnson, as a matter of fact, didn't we, Wilco, down at the Grand Prix a while back. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But with 8.5 minutes to go here in this race, Tier 2, round number 2 here at the KRL season. Great to have you with us.
Breaking news.
Oh,
We've got Big Shep on the phone. So here he is. Shep, say hello to everyone.
Hello everyone out there in TV land, or sorry, should I say computer land.
There you go, mate. How are you enjoying the race? Who do you reckon's going to get the win?
Who's in front?
Oh,
Maybe live stream you have.
oh, sorry. I'll tell you.
That's I'm sorry, but I'm drinking, I am still.
Right.
I'm just drinking and stuff. He's getting back, Daniel. 1.5 metres away, get back, you idiot.
Now, Trev, do you have any questions for Big Chef here?
Just a quick one for you, Shep. First of all, thanks as always for tuning into the live stream down there at Huey's Bakehouse. A couple of announcements. We've got a new major sponsor, of course, Huey's Bakehouse, so thank you for that. But no, on a serious note, Shep, just wondering how the self-isolating is going. I see you've mentioned the frothy intake has increased by 100%, mate. How's it all going? Self-isolation and social distancing? And how's it all going?
Social distancing, I've been going to the fridge, and that, for the sequel, this is 1.5 metres. That's back to the fridge. I wonder we're getting stubbies out.
Good stuff. Just to...
And well, I've been what I have. Like I said, I went to my niece's today, stayed there, we had to look after the children, but then we come back, my sister just had to do a couple of things at the shop, but yeah, just staying low key, mate, like everyone else. I mean, what can you do? Yeah, I mean...
Watch the stream, mate. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, we sit back on Monday, that we had our last stream, so we're down there 11 o'clock in the morning having a drink till 12
Alright, mate, I'll let you go get back to the stream.
But the bottle shop side of it's
okay.
still open, so if you go past that #1/11 different places, stores, the bottle shop's still open, but not the social side of it.
Alright, no worries. Thanks for that information.
And I'll make sure I'll get a ticket time for you, Jason, I will.
No worries. Look forward to getting it in about 6 months' time when I get back to work.
You got that right, yeah.
Alright, take it easy.
Okay, take care, fellas, and keep up the good work, because I think this is the way everyone going, even the V8 supercars and even the NASCAR racing. I see Jimmy Johnson had something there 2 days ago, so yeah, well done, fellas. Keep everyone happy at home in Landry Land there.
Alright, mate, you take it
stuff.
easy.
Well done, fellas. Keep it up.
Bye.
The great man, thank you, Shep, the great man himself, Alan Shep. First time caller, long time listener and viewer of the stream. And we've got a couple of questions coming in. Waffles wants to know, is damage on? It looks like Voodoo is slowing down. Brad says damage is off, of course, for Tier 2. And Piston Broke saying, Trust doesn't like the blue shells from this Mario Kart like game that the other drivers seem to throw it in. But here we go then, lap number 12 here. And that gap out in front, Roberto, is 1.2 seconds now as Voodoo not doing himself any favours there, bouncing off that tyre wall. And that's just going to give Aussie Assault a little bit of breathing space here tonight as OGT closing in on Mr. Bubble Jog. And Rob, he's closing in there down in P10. And, yep, OGT spun apparently. Waffles, thank you for that. As Mr. Bubble Jug there, the man in P6 at the moment. And he'll be looking to get that shrimp boat home in the top 6. He's 5 seconds off of Nemo in P5. And disappointing race for Nemo, I reckon, Rob. He showed plenty of promise early and plenty of pace in qualifying, but he's just dropped off, hasn't he? Oh, Mr. Bubble Jug, oh no! What is happening there, Roberto?
Yeah, that was an absolute smashing time there. Mr. Bubble Jug, of course, getting away unhurt. That's what we really care about, Trev, is Mr. Bubble Jug is honestly the best part of this league. Everybody should subscribe just for Mr. Bubble Jug, as we do need different recipes for shrimp. As we've gotten low on different recipes for shrimp, it's going to be a long time till we can get some more shrimp. I miss shrimp.
Well, it looks like he lost the use of his legs, Forrest. But look at that. OGT Army says, hey, it's Jay. Hello to you. Keep up the good work. Thanks for watching. Hayne says, what is the race pace? Internet got it not good enough to see the times. Well, the race pace, what would you say, Wilco? 116s?
16s, yeah.
116s, 117s?
Aussie Assault's trying to maintain the gap ahead. They're down. Focus.
Thankfully, not a Monaco car park repeat, says Brad. It had all the hallmarks, didn't it, Rob? I tell you what, Mr. Bubble Jug has come out of that still running. He's now down there in P7 as we take a look at Voodoo at the moment, and that gap is closing, Roberto. This is not over yet with 3 minutes to go.
Yes, it looking like a spicy mid ball, Trevor there. It looking very good. They come into the Mr. Bubble Jug corner, and he's looking very nice. But as he also, he got the bigger gap, you know.
He certainly is. Thank you for that. Is that
It's Mario.
It's me, a Mario. Yahoo! Let's go. As Voodoo there. It was a little bit high pitch, wasn't it? But Voodoo, once again, Wilco flirting with that tyre barrier out there. But this is getting very close now. It's down to 0.6 of a second. And, lap 14 out of this race.
Is he going to get it this week?
Is he going to get it
this week?
Is he going to get it? Get your predictions in. We'll have to go back and have a look at those pre-race predictions to see what everyone said on the live stream. How good is this? And Big Shep calling in as well was just the icing on the cake. Could be a regular, I reckon, Big Shep Wilco. Maybe just needs to top and tail his input there. Went on a little bit long, but anyway, it was great to have him. Great to have him with us. Only joking, Shep. We've got to keep it tight here on the stream, but less than 2 minutes to go now, and the sun sets here at Long Beach in California. We're the only ones through Mr. Bubble Jug corner, the Bubble Jug roundabout, and he's getting very close now. It's down to 0.3 of a second. Well, boy, oh boy, a minute and a half left, so we're probably going to see one more lap after this. And I've got to say, Rob, who's your money on here?
My money is on Aussie Assault just because he's got Aussie in his name. It'd be very unpatriotic if I went any other way. Especially if anybody here is Italian, you're most likely going to drop like a fly in the next couple of hours. With the coronavirus, COVID-19, very bad. And we go back to the insulting parts of our stream now, but Aussie Assault looking very, very good. Mr. Voodoo Child, he's very quick. He's got a chance, but he's really, really got to hustle that car now. I just don't see him doing it around a tight circuit like this, but the different things have happened before, but yeah, I mean, I would rather see Mr. Bubble Jug take the win, because that would absolutely send the commentary box down on top of us. I mean, it would be very exciting, almost tantalising. Would make me fizz, Trev?
Certainly would, and I've got to say, I would be right. Well, that sounds great, doesn't it? Right there alongside you. But anyway, we've got the Bubble Gob shrimp hats, and who knows what sort of merchandise we can get. Big Shep says instead of using alcohol wipes on your arms at the doctors when getting a needle, I'm drinking the alcohol and killing the germs from the inside out. Last lap drama, says Brad. That's from Fat Tony, I think, from last week, wasn't it? Killing those germs. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So that is it. The time is up here. Oh no!
He's absolutely just smacked that wall and given Voodoo an absolute free pass. But now Voodoo's gonna have his eyes forward now and just not make a mistake. He's only got 4 corners left. Trev, this is the first one. He's got to really, really put his head down now, because Aussie Assault's not going to give up to the second corner. Third corner, into the last corner now, Trev. Is he going to get it? I think he's got it, Trev.
And Voodoo's got it here. This is incredible. You did call it, Brad, but Voodoo comes across the line to win round 2 here in Tier 2 of this KRL season. What controversy on the last lap. There was last lap drama indeed. But spare a thought for this man coming home in 3rd place. Didn't call his name too much tonight, because he just pretty much kept to himself there down in P3. Comes home for a podium finish. And now it's this man, Kakadu. But look how close. Oh, Nemo! Look at this! This is not over yet. The battle for 4th. Nemo gives him a bit of a shove, and he's through, is he? Look at this, side by side, coming down towards the start finish, straight to finish this one. I reckon Kakadu's got him. But how close was that Rimple Dimple? Finishing in P6 now. Compact, where is he? We'll look back. And he's going to finish in P7, I reckon. Across the line comes Compact, so Mr. Bubble Jug and he just can't manage to get that shrimp boat turned around. Somebody at the back there, but across the line then comes Mr. Bobble Jog, and it's disaster, in fact. Is it across the line in P10? Yes, P10 for him, as Wilco gets disconnected. Unfortunate for him, but what a race and what last lap drama. You certainly did call it, Brad, here tonight at Long Beach. But Voodoo taking the win by a second in the end. But of course, it was much, much closer than that ahead of Aussie Assault and Morning Glory Hash there, rounding out the top three. Kakadu in fourth, Nemo in fifth. Just behind him in fifth, Rimple Dimple sixth, Compact in seventh, OGT, your man Ron in P8. Couldn't quite get it done after that incident at the first corner. Mr. Bubble Jug, shrimping it up into ninth place ahead of Disaster. Reaper, the Prince of Darkness, in 11th. High Crumpkin down there in 12th, which is where he started. And what a race here tonight. Another absolutely entertaining race.
Yeah, it's absolutely entertaining as we wait for our top three to come into the party. Our office admin, Wilco, will get that on for us. Of course, Trev, it is mandated that Wilco has to wear a short miniskirt around the office just for a company policy and dressing sake.
Yep, no 1.5 metre setup there. With Wilco, he's right amongst it. Anyway, as we get into some sort of weird realm which we won't be able to get ourselves out of, we are waiting for that little office bitch Wilco to invite everybody into the post-race interviews. And Cart Dude says, Mr. Bubble Jog will get a podium this season, and I'm sure he will. Ron says, good practice for tomorrow night as we have the drivers 1, 2, 3 in the podium interviews. Rob, take it away, please.
Okay, we'll start with the third place man, Morning Glory Hash. A little bit of a quiet race from you. We didn't really see much of you. We're too busy focusing on the top two. But how was your race? Was it quiet? I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet, pretty boring for the last few laps. I was just keeping my distance from everyone so I don't get corralled.
Very smart move. Of course, you shouldn't be waking up with Morning Glory Hash. I do recommend Morning Glory Wood, but I'll give you some advice on that later.
Yeah, sure.
Aussie Assault, you led that one pretty much the whole race, buddy, and just that last lap there, you got a little bit, went to the corner a little bit too quick and put it into the tire wall and let Voodoo pass, but you were looking pretty comfortable there for a long time, mate.
Yeah, mate, I was feeling pretty good, but yeah, basically choked, just too busy watching the rearview mirror to see where he was. Missed the braking marker, and that was game over, I guess.
Easy enough to do, and we'll go on the Voodoo. How many cones have you had tonight, mate?
Oh, I've gone through a fair few. I think I've gone through more cones than setups.
Oh, you missed this last week, Rob.
I miss Voodoo so much.
Do you want me to rip a Billy for you? I just had one, but I'll do a special one.
You cannot say that.
Special one just for you.
Oh, mate, you're a legend.
I will name it Rob. I will name.
But you come through for the win anyway.
Trev, take over. Rob's done.
All right, we can get this back on track. Voodoo, congratulations on the win tonight. Doesn't matter how you get there, mate.
Thank you.
Whatever preparation you need to go for it, mate. But congratulations, you got the win tonight. Round 2. Good stuff, mate, and all the best. I don't think we'll be going to China next week, but anyway, good stuff tonight, mate.
For us.
And we'll catch you tomorrow. Whatever, yeah. See ya. How good was that? Now, who are we talking to now, Rob? Jeez, we've got to keep things on track here.
Oh, we've done everyone, so...
I'm dead! I've got corona.
There you go.
It's like I've smoked too much fucking weed. I just got all that fucking like shit in my chest.
Yes, absolutely good stuff. Quality entertainment for your Wednesday night. Jeez, it's hard to keep this on track there. As now the comments, everyone in the comments has got wind of it as well. But Morning Glory has left the party. We've spoken to Voodoo. Rob's crying. And Waffles wants to know, did
From the
Rob's
old Lando
balls
impression. I'm
just,
crying.
did Rob's balls just drop? Good stuff. Keep those comments
Well, I can
coming
run
in.
through the points update quickly while
Yep.
I've got it. It's quickly been working it out. So
Save
we've got
us,
Voodoo.
Save us, Wilco. Yep.
43 points, pops up to P1. Dimple in P2 on 33 points, and we got Morning Glory on 21. Aussie Assault, OGT on 19. Aussie Assault on 18. And then the rest, they'll find out later.
Good
Beautiful.
stuff. Thank you for that, Wilco. And we are just about out of time, I think. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, half an hour earlier too, by the way, for everybody out there watching, for Tier 1 here at the same track, of course, in Long Beach. Fantastic turnout tonight, great stuff, and hopefully we've done our best to provide some sort of distraction for everyone out there with all the stuff that's going on in the world. We're still going to be around tonight, of course. Fantastic. Thanks for your company tonight. Tomorrow night, don't forget, 8 p.m. There will be a reminder up on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. And we will see you tomorrow night. Wilco, thank you for your help tonight.
Yep.
And also Roberto, guys, thanks again.
Yeah, that's cool. Farah, here we go.
And just to send us out with a bit of Kenny Rogers. How good's this? We lost him.
He knew when to fold him, didn't he, Trev? He knew when to fold him. He knew we were all going to die anyway, and he thought, I'm going to go on my terms.
He knew something was going on. That's all we've got time for. Be kind to one another. Don't forget, keep your distance. Be kind to one another. Stay healthy. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye for now. Sitting at the table. Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus.